Attention, your television will explode in 14 seconds. This was only a test. You may now watch this week's episode of The Awful Truth.
Good evening, I'm Michael Moore, and this is The Awful Truth. Now, next week in Philadelphia, the Republicans are having their presidential convention. They've been out of office for about 8 years now, and I gotta say, I kind of miss them. I mean, but many of their legacies, though, are still with us, like the homeless. The homeless. We're still talking about the homeless. Can you believe this? There's over 600,000 people tonight who don't have a place to sleep in America. Well, frankly, I'm tired of stepping over them. I'm tired of dealing with the whole thing. I mean, the Democrats couldn't get rid of it. Well, tonight, I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to propose a number of very easy and simple solutions to get rid of the homeless in America. And I'm going to start with, actually, the first idea tonight. It wasn't even mine. It was from an actual homeless person who contacted us on the show. She wanted to show us how she's solved her problem to get rid of herself. I sent our correspondent, Karen Duffy, over to meet her.
Meet Kathy Choquette. After years of living on the streets, she's finally found a place she can call home. Welcome to locker number 052 at Manhattan Mini Storage. Do you sleep here in the day or the night?
Yeah, the day. It closes at night, 10 o'clock, anytime between 8 in the morning and 10 o'clock at night.
Why didn't someone think of this sooner? The perfect way to get the homeless out of our hair. Put them in storage.
Now, can you tell me just the list of all the places that you've slept since you've been homeless?
Oh, boy. I've slept, when I first started, I've slept in my car when I had a car, and been in buildings on the Lower East Side, which are really like scuzzy. The bleachers up by City College, the train station, the train tracks, the underground of the train.
And how would you compare the storage facility?
Well, this is safer. That's what I'm trying for. When I go to sleep somewhere, I'm trying for safety and where I'm not going to be disturbed or arrested.
Kathy's solution certainly had everything going for it. I mean, look at this place. Centrally located in Midtown Manhattan, an elevator, a doorman, climate control, all starting at $30 a month.
New York City spends more money and has more programs and services for the homeless than any other jurisdiction in the United States. We spend approximately $32,000, $33,000 per capita homeless person.
At Manhattan Mini Storage, you can get a storage unit for $30 a month.
Right.
And then rather than spending the $800 million that we're spending on this 25,000 population of homeless, we can put them into Manhattan Mini Storages for $30 a month.
Put them where and what?
At Manhattan Mini Storage.
You mean just warehouse them?
Yeah, store the homeless. It is a private sector solution for a public sector problem.
I wondered if other homeless people would like Kathy's solution. To find out, I got a focus group together.
Here we are in a storage unit. Is this space better than the shelter?
Definitely has possibilities.
Yeah, this is bigger than the space that I have.
Well, it's twice the size of my room where I am.
You could do a lot of things with this room. The only thing I don't really like is the ceiling, but you can work with the ceiling.
Yeah.
You know, he had a point. This place could use some sprucing up. So I called my friend Mary, an interior designer, and she worked some redecorating magic for my new homeless friends.
Miami, Mike. Do you love it? Oh, look, and I backlit the light to make it look like the sun.
The space was perfect, and there was room for about 30 homeless people.
Enjoy your new digs. Everybody, thanks so much. Really nice meeting you. Take care, baby.
Okay.
All right. See you later, fellas. Thanks again. Bye-bye.
It was a great deal. The homeless were safely stored away, just the way we like them, out of sight and out of mind.
Do you consider yourself a religious person?
No, but spiritually, yes.
Well, spiritually, do you fear the wrath of God?
No.
No? No?
No.
Watch this.
Uh-oh.
The Ten Commandments, God's gift to his people, the sacred cornerstone of the Judeo-Christian ethic, and a great way to get votes.
And my colleagues and I are here this morning to personally commit to posting these renditions of the Ten Commandments in our offices.
74% of the American people support the posting of the Ten Commandments in schools, and Congress knows it. So they use these 10 simple sentences to perform miracles. The public wanted the government to do something, anything, about guns after the Columbine shootings. But Congress hates to pass gun control laws.
Let's not waste the time and resources of our police on disarming innocent people who just want to defend themselves but have never committed a crime.
Luckily, the Ten Commandments came to the rescue. On the same day that they shot down a messy bill that would have made it more difficult for people to buy guns at gun shows, Congress passed another bill that allowed states to post the Ten Commandments in schools.
Had either of the boys taken the Ten Commandments into their hearts, I'm convinced that we would not have had Columbine.
Hallelujah, praise the Lord. A solution to school shootings that even the National Rifle Association could love. So it's no surprise that 41 congressmen have volunteered to post the commandments in their own offices in symbolic support of a bill that would allow the hanging of the Ten Commandments in public places, including schools.
My hope and my dream would be that we could see legislators, judges, school buildings, all throughout this nation post these Ten Commandments and then see people take them into their hearts so that one by one, America will be led by these wonderful truths and moral laws.
It seemed that everyone on Capitol Hill was getting religion, so I decided to make a pilgrimage to the new Holy Land on the Potomac.
Let me talk to you about the posting of the Ten Commandments in the school. You support that? You're one of the sponsors of the bill?
I'm a sponsor of that bill. I think it's a great opportunity to perhaps keep someone out of trouble.
What's the eighth commandment?
Well, I don't have them all memorized. I know that in there it talks about a number of different things. Your point?
Do you have the Ten Commandments here in your office?
Yes, I've got them on display.
Oh,
right over there.
What's the eighth commandment?
Oh, gee, you're really putting me on the spot. Thou shalt not steal, I think.
That's the seventh.
Seventh?
Yeah, eighth is lying.
Thou shalt not lie.
Yeah.
Right.
And even the Ten Commandments, way back when, got a little complicated for folks. So they were reduced down to two. Love God and love your neighbor.
Don't cheat now. Tell me what the third commandment is.
I don't know.
All right. I'll give you an easy one. The 10th commandment.
The 10th commandment.
You're looking
No, don't ask those questions.
I'm a big believer in the Bible, and I'm going to present you with this Bible quote, if you would also be willing to hang this up here.
Okay.
No man can serve two masters. Either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold on to one and then despise the other. You cannot serve God and man.
Very good,
You
thank
familiar
you.
with this?
Yes, I am.
Yes. You are number 4 on the list of congressmen who have received money from the banking industry?
I'm not for sure where that all stands, but I have received some fundings from them, yes.
We want to present you with something else to hang on your wall. It's a quote from Luke. It says, "Again, I tell you, it is easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven."
Oh, that's great. That's one of my favorite verses of Scripture.
Now, when you support a flat tax and cutting the capital gains tax
Yes.
and taking PAC money, you know, are you worried that maybe you're not following this particular commandment from the New Testament?
No, I don't see any conflict there at all.
Do you think that when you take money from the banking interests, that you're serving God or man at that point?
I think I'm serving man.
You can't serve God and man. You have to actually pick.
Well, if you're taking it in that context, I think I'm serving both of them because I serve whoever happens to be in the 2nd District.
This one says, "I do not sit with deceitful men, nor do I consort with hypocrites." Of course, being in Congress.
That's hard enough.
This would be a very, I don't know if
I'll put it somewhere where they can really see it.
"For what is man profited if he shall gain the whole world and loseth his own soul?"
Well put.
What is your net worth?
Very comfortable.
A couple 100,000, or?
I would say it would be more than that.
Is it possible to make like a really, really good profit and not lose your soul?
Absolutely. Again, referring back to the Bible, money's not the root of all evil. The love of money is the root of all evil.
35 million who live in poverty in this country don't have a PAC.
Oh,
So
I know.
who represents their interests? Because they can't give you any money.
Well, I think I do.
Will the flat tax help them?
Well,
That
actually,
helps the rich guy, doesn't it?
No. The intent is to make it easier for the little guy to file their income tax return. The income tax is just too complicated, so the intent is to just make it simpler and easier. So you don't need an accountant.
Oh, wait a minute.
And you don't need.
You think we're that stupid we can't fill out our tax returns? Believe me, I would rather learn how to fill out the long form tax return than to let these rich guys get off with paying only 15% tax. Are you having to spend a lot of time raising money this time of year?
Yeah. Yeah. Every one of us are. Republicans
having to lie down with deceitful men, right? You know what I'm saying? Well, I believe in the rest of the Bible too. So that is a quote from the Bible. And would you hang it here in your office also?
I'll pray about that. Sure.
You're gonna pray about it before you put it up, or?
That's right. I always do whenever I put anything on the wall.
That's not true, is it? Seriously?
Sure it is. I have to consider what I hang on my walls.
Can we put it on the wall right now? We have a little stickum thing.
Sure.
Oh, it's got a nail. There you go.
There you go.
Right on the desk is fine, I guess.
Right there, how's that?
It's right over there.
It's a John Deere.
You're not gonna get in trouble having this here, though, are you?
No, I don't care. We'll put it there anyway.
You pray before you put anything on the wall?
Well, I pray about a lot of different decisions.
What's the decision, though? Whether you use the sticky gummy stuff or a hook or Velcro? What's the decision?
Well, the decision is
why not just hang it up?
Because it's a choice that I make in this office.
You married?
Yes, I am.
Did you have a big wedding?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah? Were you registered somewhere?
Yes, we were.
Gifts?
Yeah.
Where were you registered?
Burdines.
Yeah, what kind of gifts did you get?
China, cups, glasses, all the good
The stuff she wanted.
Yeah.
Right?
I didn't get anything.
No, the registry's never for us, is it?
No Black & Decker, nothing.
Exactly. Well, there's a guy I know that's getting married in a couple of weeks, and I mean, he's a real guy's guy. His name is Newt Gingrich. He's the former Speaker of the House here in America, Republican strongman, right?
Newt.
He's getting married for the third time.
Really?
Yep, to a wonderful young woman. Used to work in Congress with him, you know, you get my drift. And, well...
Coincidence?
Just a coincidence. I thought what we should do on our show tonight is set up a registry for Newt.
Okay.
To get our viewers to buy some wedding gifts for him that are appropriate to him. The things that he would like and appreciate.
As an individual.
As an individual.
What do you think they should be?
I'll show you what they should be. Watch this.
Hi, I'm Rhea, and welcome to the Newt Bridal Registry. You can send Newt any of these lovely gifts by logging onto our site at newtloot.com. We've listed 12 of these classic black books for Newt because with Newt's enthusiasm for ladies not his wife, we're sure he'll need every single one. Next, we have this handy battery-operated shredder. No need to have the third Mrs. Gingrich discover any unnecessary motel receipts. Just the thing a gadget guy like Newt can carry with him on his many business trips. Now this is a cute and practical item, a Newt piggy bank. Like other Republicans, Newt has always been quick to tell us what to do with our money. But unfortunately, his own personal finances haven't been so good. Like when he bounced 22 checks during the House banking scandal. With this little porcelain beauty to help Newt pinch the pennies, he'll never be short on cash again. Nothing says sleazy come on better than sensual oils and lotions. We have 10 beautiful sets, but I'm sure they're going to go fast. So why not order one now? With these Body Shop products in his overnight bag, the only thing more slippery than Newt will be the women in his bed. There's nothing more uncomfortable in a married couple's life than a divorce. And Newt really set the record for uncomfortable when he served divorce papers on his first wife while she was recovering from cancer surgery in the hospital. But now, with our next item, Divorce Law Made Easy, Newt will be able to streamline his many future divorces, leaving plenty of time for dating. Just because he's in the doghouse, it doesn't mean he should be deprived of the finest lumbar support that sleep technology can provide. If you're one of Newt's wealthier friends, this beautiful sofa sleeper might just be the gift for you. And those are just a few of the many lovely items still available for you to purchase on the Newt Bridal Registry at newtloot.com. The clock's already ticking on Newt's third marriage, so order now.
Welcome back to The Awful Truth. Now, as you know, Republican convention next week. On our show tonight, we're trying to tidy up some of the mess that they left behind from the last time they were in. And so we're trying to get rid of the homeless here on our show. And that's why I've sent our correspondent, Jay Martell. He's just up the street here with his modest proposal of how to get rid of the homeless before the Republicans come back to power. Jay?
Thanks, Mike. We're here taking the concept of out of sight, out of mind to a whole new level. I'm here with
Midnight.
Midnight. And how long have you been homeless, Midnight?
About 5 years.
Right. Now, Mike, we all know that in other countries, the homeless get a much better deal than this country. In Holland, in fact, the government gave each homeless person their own weatherproof mini shelter. Would you like a weatherproof mini shelter?
I sure would.
Right. So it's only appropriate that we encourage people to crate and ship their homeless to more homeless-friendly countries. Ready to go to Holland?
Sure is.
All right. So let's get you in the crate here. Easy does it. Okay, great. Now, you don't want your homeless to damage during shipment, so I encourage all of you to use plenty of these styrofoam peanuts as possible. And also, you don't know how long they're going to be in customs, so it's good to throw in a couple sandwiches. There you go. All right, Midnight. Next thing you know, you'll be sniffing tulips and dodging windmills.
Bye.
Back to you, Mike.
You're a white guy.
Yeah.
I'm a white guy.
Uh-huh.
What do you think are some of the best advantages of being a white guy?
You get paid more, and you don't have to worry about being pushed around, I guess. We pretty much persecute every other group in the United States.
Yeah, that's good.
And,
You don't have to deal with any sort of racial discrimination.
Right,
so.
right. There's one white guy I know. Man, you should see what he's gotten just for being a nice, rich white guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Want to meet him?
Yeah. Where is
He's right here.
Okay.
Affirmative action. Are there two uglier words in the English language? Nothing could be more wrong, more un-American than promoting people who are less qualified simply because of some past injustice. Fortunately, our Supreme Court justices agree. They've struck down almost all affirmative action laws. Almost. There is still one form of affirmative action that continues to rear its ugly head, so richly rewarding the undeserving that even I decided I had to do something about it. I'm speaking, of course, of George W. Bush, affirmative action. This underachiever, who had a C average, was able to skip right over those who were more qualified simply because he was born Bush. Friend, are you one of the tragic victims of George W. Bush affirmative action? As a young boy, did you have dreams of attending the prestigious Phillips Andover Academy in 1961, but were passed over just so a little Bush boy could take your seat? Or are you one of those whose life was ruined because you could not get into Yale University in 1964 because of a Bush-loving quota system that goes back generations? Take a look at what happened to one man.
I applied to college in 1964, and I was a good student, had good grades and good SAT scores. I was interested in the Ivy League schools and Yale University in particular. So when I received a notice that I was not accepted, and the notice initially said I was on the waiting list, I understood that to mean that I would not be going to Yale University and that I would end up in California in all likelihood. I was surprised and I was disappointed. I moved to Utah in 1982 and have been doing physics research in the physics department here since that time.
Utah. Or perhaps you had hoped to go to the world-renowned Harvard Business School in 1973. But that last spot in the class was taken by a man who spent his undergrad years getting C's and D's and helping to finance a small village in Colombia. Who was that man? It was little Georgie, getting that spot that you worked for, you earned, and you deserved. It's time we stand up to this minority. Who are they to take what is rightfully yours? If you are one of these victims of George W. Bush affirmative action, contact us now and join us in a class action suit against these institutions and George Jr. himself. Put an end to this kind of unconstitutional preference and reverse discrimination that got George Jr. to where he is today. Imagine, you yourself could have ended up running for president instead of rotting in Utah.
Now, I'm from Flint, Michigan, and our correspondent Ben Hamper is from Flint. And I got to tell you, honest to God, there's not been a single Republican official elected in Flint, Michigan in the last 30 years, seriously. And so I thought, who better to solve a Republican problem like homelessness than our correspondent, Ben Hamper. He's right here in New York City tonight. Ben?
Thanks, Mike. Well, as you know, there are a lot of
Back with more of The Awful Truth right after this. Well, we're just about out of time here on the show. Why don't we check in with our wedding registry for the former Speaker of the House, Newt Gingrich, and let's see what the items here that have sold. Oh my God, look at this. Wow, the little black books are gone. The silver spoon is gone. The floating beer cooler, though, is still available. And I know, especially for our viewers in Britain, come on, the floating beer cooler. Give the guy a nice wedding present, okay? And listen, we'll be back next week right here at the same time on The Awful Truth. And until then, I want to leave you with my last great idea to solve the homeless problem in America right here in the heart of commercial America, Times Square. The homeless were always part of the scenery here in Times Square. And, well, what better way to thank the homeless who helped us out here tonight than to make them part of the new scenery. Good night, everybody.
Good luck to Alan Keyes and his one delegate at the Republican convention.